So thank you guys for coming. I'm the CEO of Tokyo Creative, and next to me is...
Shiori.
What do you do, Shorty?
I'm... I do Tokyo Creative Play co-host with Emma.
Okay. But you guys all came here for the Journey Across Japan, Abroad in Japan campaign. However, we do have a lot of Tokyo Creative influencers back there as well. If you guys can just raise your hands, yay! So we have on the left we have Norm, Tokyo Lens, woohoo! We have Sherry, Sherry Berry and Ehime. Albo, Drift Hunter Albo. We have Paris, the Sweet Pea. We have Joey, the Anime Man. We have Charla, Charmander. We have Emma, Toki Doki Traveler. And we have Elsa, Bunny Tokyo. Oh, whoops, I'm sorry. We have Emma, Toki Doki Traveler. Sorry about that. Oh yeah, we want to bring kind of the Tokyo Creative community with all of you guys together in this offline event. To start things off, we have a showreel, the 2018 Tokyo Creative showreel that we have not uploaded yet. So we wanted to show that to you guys. So without further ado, let's introduce the Abroad in Japan team.
Who is your favorite Abroad in Japan character?
Welcome to Shibuya! Thank you, my event! I introduce, you know me? Oh, thank you. My name is Chris Broad. Oh. His event, Chris Broad and Ryotaro and me. Yeah, これから始まるよ. Let's start.
Yay!
But I need a toilet.
That was quick. Thanks, Sasuke. The man, the myth, the legend. Thanks for coming, guys. No matter how far you've come from, whether you've come 200 kilometres or 2 stops down the Amano line, this is so surreal. I didn't know how many people were going to be in here. We've been backstage, freezing to death. I don't know what your image of the backstage area is, but it's just outside. And we've been standing there for 30 minutes, freezing to death. And I thought we were going to come in and there'll be like 5 or 6 people here. So it's quite surreal. How do you feel?
I just excellent. I was expecting like maybe 2 people just turning up, but then I see what more than 100. It's amazing, isn't it?
It's amazing. So yeah, Natsuki, that was quick, wasn't it? But no, it's surreal. Journey Across Japan's been made in rice fields and mountains across the country, so it's weird to kind of just be here in a room with civilization now. So I'm looking forward to this event. We've got lots of cool stuff lined up. What happens now?
Do we wait for Natsuki?
Where is he? Brilliant,
yeah, why don't we just go ahead and start?
He'll be back.
But yeah, the question we wanted to ask Chris as just a general question, we want to direct it at Ryotaro and Natsuki, but basically, what are your kind of favorite moments working with Chris Broad on the Abroad in Japan channel?
Oh, it's nothing really. Never. But we just had there was a 3-year anniversary of us making videos together, and that was like 2 days ago. And maybe many of you I think have seen my Instagram with his.
Yeah, yesterday, he's back. Hey! Yesterday was actually Ryotaro's 3-year anniversary on the channel. I didn't know, but I got a Facebook notification saying 3 years ago, Ryotaro and you did something. So yeah, it's been 3 years now, so it's kind of a double celebration, I guess, to have Ryotaro, and a celebration to have Natsuki back. How are you?
I'm fine.
We've got kind of a wall here for Natsuki to hide behind for some reason. But what's your favourite memories though?
Of
Must be one. There must be one.
Oh yeah, I mean or as in abroad in Japan as a whole, right? Yeah, okay. Our first video, it was like onsen and it was like Yonezawa beef. I think many of you have seen it, I guess. That was our very first video, but it went very, very well. And now it's got like 1.3 million, I guess. Of I think so. Oh, yeah, you always do. You always do that. But anyway, that was the first video. That actually shocked me that so many people have watched it, and that actually gave us a lot of confidence of continue filming. And without that, I think we won't be here. You won't be here.
I won't be here. Yeah, the first video we did was kind of an experiment. We went to this ryokan, it was beautiful, and yeah, it went viral somehow. I don't know how, but it went viral, and that kind of gave us the encouragement to work together. But of course, we'd been making videos with Natsuki long before then. What's your favourite memory of abroad in Japan? Ever?
Abroad in Japan. もちろん Natsuki the movie. And the Marmite. Marmite. Let's open. Wow.
What a day that was. Yeah. As for my memory, for Journey Across Japan, I've made a highlight reel of my top 10 memories, which will be on slightly later on, along with the Q&A. Yeah.
How about the worst time working with Chris Broad? Spill them, man. Spill them, Ryotaro.
Oh, there's too many. I don't know what to But no, with you see these videos that we've made before, and then he's being like ironic, or he being the cynic all the time. It's just sometimes like I just get bored or tired of, and sometimes I just gonna just leave him outside, outside of the room, just outside somewhere like in terrace, just leave him there and he can froze and then shut up. But he just keeps going. Now having 27 videos made, I'm getting used to it. I'm somehow getting influenced by the ironies, that he makes all the time, and the jokes that he makes all the time. And then I'm just trying to kind of prevent myself getting influenced so much. But unfortunately, he's coming into me.
Terrifying stuff there. Overshadowing what might happen later on down the line when he kills me. Your least favourite memory? You can hold the microphone.
Oh.
So nasty.
You first cycler. And I'm later. Slower. Too tired. Wait. No. Right, Chris. No.
It's true. That was. It was amazing. Natsuki's. I think it was Natsuki's first exercise ever doing Journey Across Japan. Right?
Yeah.
First time ever. So it was a big deal seeing Natsuki on the cycle. Yeah.
I don't like bicycle.
But in the video, you said it's your new.
Hip.
Oh right. That's your backside hurts. Yeah. Imagine how I felt after a month. You only did it for 15 minutes. Yeah, I know. All right. Yeah.
All right.
There you go.
Thank you. With that said, we want to actually premiere the next installment of the Journey Across Japan, which is not yet public, so you guys get a sneak peek. And it's with Ryotaro, I believe, in Yamaguchi Prefecture, right?
Yeah, it's kind of a spin-off. It's actually in 2 or 3 videos' time, so it's a sneak peek. But Ryotaro joined me for the day again, and we didn't actually cycle this time. We explored Yamaguchi Prefecture by car, because there's a lot of it that you can't reach by bicycle. So we got a nice car, and this is how we got on. And we ate Fugu Blowfish. Yep. Ryotaro's attempt to kill me yet again by giving me
And I failed!
clearly. Dangerous, poisonous pufferfish. But it was rather delicious. So yeah, this is how we got on.
Go ahead, eat it.
next time.
Chris, Ryotaro, do you guys have any funny things to share about that video? Any Fugu incidents that weren't shot on camera?
Well, I don't know really. I didn't die. I did look crap though throughout the whole video. By that point, I've been cycling for a month and a half, so my face just looks like it's falling apart.
with beard. That's something. That's exactly I think something happened to you during the cycle. You grew your beard.
Well, you can watch day by day as it gets progressively slightly longer. In
But
real
you,
time.
but you try like make it in a kind of smart way that you try to look better.
I didn't.
Sorry, I'm bursting.
All organic. Amazing facial hair. Yeah, it was a great trip, really. The Fugu, I recommend trying it. It's quite expensive. I recommend trying it. It's pretty flavourless. But it was worth it. Do you have any... yeah. It looked cool watching it. It's really graphic, actually. I had to cut most of it out, but he got the Fugu, and he was like, ready? And we're like, yeah. And he like, cut the head off and like flipped the head back over its eyes while it was still alive. And I was just like, what the fuck is going on? I was standing there with the camera like, Jesus, fuck, I can't film that. And I was like, and he's like destroying this fish while it's still alive. It was horrible. I had to cut most of it out, but it was still relatively graphic.
So I was.
He was loving it.
I was really worried, like how much he would use in the video, right? Because I mean, face was chopped up into half, right? Like everything was moving inside. I was like, shit. That was my first time I saw it as well. Like how they actually prepared the blowfish. It was just graphic. That's the best word you would use. I mean, like I would call it disgusting, but anyway.
Disgusting. But yeah, the highlight for me, I think, was just the car driving around in a convertible. I'd never been in one before. You've had two. You've had two convertibles. Oh, what a cool young man. No, it was a lot of fun. He's not young anymore. But yeah, it was a great trip.
Okay, it's time for talking about Journey Across Japan. So let's invite Charlotte and Ian. Please come to this stage.
I'd like to point out that Joey, the anime man, is here. He's over there. Wave, Joey. Hey, backstage, Natsuki turned to Ryotaro and I went, "Where's Jelly?" And we're like, "What?" Like, "Jelly, where's Jelly?" I was like, "What are you on about?" Turned out he meant Joey. So that's your new name, Joey, Mr. Dr. Jelly. Welcome Ian and welcome Charlotte.
Before that, we just wanted to actually play one quick video. It's a highlight reel that Chris mocked up specifically for this event. It's basically having all the highlights up until now. It's not that quick, is it? Yeah. Well, okay, so please enjoy the highlight reel.
Joey, do you wanna come?
What's that?
It's me, Jelly. We should have got you here in character.
All right, for the last hour, we want to open up to Q&A around the journey across Japan. So we have Ian, who was actually on the trip the whole time. He's actually a Tokyo Creative staff. We kind of force our staff to go on these crazy trips too. So Ian, we have Joey. How long were you on the?
4 days.
5 days?
Yeah. 4 or 5 days.
And then Charlotte was on for a good portion of it. Ryotaro was on for 3 days, and then Natsuki was in the beginning. 4 days?
5 minutes.
Okay, so just we want to ask one quick question. I just want to know what was from not the Abroad Japan team, but actually directed to Ian, Joey, and Charla. What was your literally worst day of the journey across Japan?
My worst day, my worst and my best day were actually the Shimanami Kaido day because it was gorgeous. I don't know if you guys have seen Chris's video that he released this morning, I think, but it was absolutely beautiful. But holy shit, it was hard. It was really hard. Like, I think somebody commented that it was actually 90 kilometers instead of the 70 that they have on the pamphlets, but it's mostly uphill. Like, it's just hills after hill after hill. But then you get up to the bridges and it's just beautiful. So it was, simultaneously the worst and the best day, but I enjoyed it.
For me personally, the worst day is an easy selection. It was crashing the van on day 3, and then the call back to our office to confirm I'd crashed the van. It didn't help. That happened about, what was it about? Chris was with me when it happened. We were the only 2 in the van, and it was really dark and raining really hard, and I'm just making excuses for what happened, but we were going to Donkey, I believe, and we got in the van, and one thing that got a lot easier over time was attaching the bikes to the back, because we didn't really want to leave them in hotel car parks. We did towards the end, but initially we were a bit worried about security, so we kept the bikes locked on the back, and initially when we were putting them on there, to try and balance the weight, one always hung over like about a foot to the side. I clearly didn't take that into consideration when reversing around the car park, and it just the window shattered of the back windscreen. We very quickly had to arrange a new van for the rest of the day, for the next week, I think, and then basically the whole thing didn't interrupt the trip much, but probably added about 5 years to my life. Took off 5 years of my life, sorry, and cost about $1,500. So that's a bit annoying. But it went on. The highlight, there were so many. One, I think, just meeting all these people here for the first time. One, I told Chris on day 1, I think, I was a massive Pete Donaldson fan, actually. Before even realizing he was on the trip, I listened to his podcast, and I'm a big fan. So meeting him was also a highlight. Who, incidentally, just one last point on that, is the best smelling human being I've ever met in my entire life. There was. I think we were about 3 weeks into it when Pete joined. Yeah. And the van was starting to smell a bit. It was there was laundry like stacked up in the back and everything like that. That as well. And then I thought we've really okay. Next stop, next garage or something. I'll get some air fresheners or something. And then Pete turned up one day and problem solved. It's just, his aftershave was brilliant. But yeah, sorry.
You should have gone up to Pete and being like, "Oh man, you smell different when you're awake." Worst day for me was, I have 4 days to choose from, so it's pretty easy. Probably the last day where we filmed the jelly commercial, because the moment we finished filming that, I knew, I was like, oh man, this is on the internet forever now. And people are gonna start calling me Jelly, like that's but like that trip, like that day in itself, that cycle was pretty tough in itself, but it was also difficult because we had to cycle all of that and on the way think up of how we were gonna make this commercial. And we only had like a limited amount of time to make that as well. But came out all right, I guess. People seem to like it, so yeah. And it was hilarious as well because, as Ian said, like the day I arrived, I found a van with no back window. So I was like, it was a good start. I know I'm in safe hands. So that's my answer.
Alrighty, so we are opening up the forum to all of you guys now. I guess you can ask a question to whoever you want is up on stage, or if you have any questions for anyone else, any other influencers over there who actually were on the trip. Emma was on the trip actually as well. I think that's about it, the TC influencers who are on the trip. Besides, I think the only thing we're missing is Pete, huh? Oh, Elle, right, yeah. We should have flown in both of them in, huh? But if you guys have any questions, now's your time to ask. Does anybody have anything to... Go ahead, yeah.
So Chris, did you in the end lose any weight?
I was gonna say that. People all talk about like some interesting stuff, but people don't forget the whole purpose of this whole trip is for me to lose weight. And did you?
Right.
I mean, towards the middle, I lost like 3 kilograms. But then, if you look at every single video, I'm eating at like Family Mart, Lawson's, eating just crap, rubbish, terrible, unhealthy food, and that kind of offset any of the weight loss. So didn't lose any weight. That was an absolute failure. Yeah, but the enjoyment of journey across Japan outweighed the disappointment of not losing any weight. Yes, I mitigated failure. Do you think I lost weight? A little bit. Visually, I look like I've lost weight, and that's all that matters.
Jelly across Japan.
Jelly across Japan. Don't tempt Joey to get back into character.
Just a question for Chris. You were in Okayama on second last video.
Yeah.
What did you think of it? Because I used to live there about 2 years ago.
Yeah, it was great. Kurashiki, the city that was like Venice of Japan, was really beautiful. Like, it really took my breath away. And the people of Okayama are very nice. If you remember the video, we went into some fruit shop and some woman just gave us loads of fruit, and we were in a hurry. We need to get out of Okayama quick to get to Kurashiki. But the woman just kept us there for like 25 minutes. Me, Ian and Omar. There was seemingly no escape as we ate wave after wave of parsimons. But other than that, yeah, Okayama was a very nice place. Kurashiki, one of the most beautiful places, definitely on the entire trip. Yeah.
Who's next?
Hi Chris, you've done the cycling, it's been great to watch. My husband loves you, so I've been sitting watching you as well. I've lived in Tokyo for the past nearly 8 months now, and one of my pet hates, this is more of a personal opinion, is the Japanese on bicycles. The great, lovely people, manner mode, everything, till they get on a bike. What's your opinion on that?
I hate them. No, I don't know really. Don't really have an opinion. I think it's good. I was in Amsterdam last month, and the bicycles there are a fucking nightmare. I nearly got run over like 10 times every 5 minutes because there's so many bikes. It's so chaotic. But in Japan, sorry, yeah, probably high as well. Shut up. But generally, no, I don't find it too much of an issue. Certainly compared to Amsterdam, and yeah, I find Japan's actually a very cycle-friendly city as well, especially compared to the UK, where we actively run over cyclists for fun. So yeah, I think it's not too much of an issue for me, to be honest. But then again, don't live in Tokyo, so maybe it's probably worse here than Sendai. Yeah.
Okay.
Hi, Chris. So another question about your body.
Oh God, I regret this Q&A session. I didn't realise.
You didn't lose any weight, but did you gain some leg muscle?
I think so. I didn't actively weigh my legs. But weirdly, I've got really muscly legs for some reason. I don't know why. They've just always been really muscly. So I think it just toned them up a bit. I think I lost a bit of weight on my face. You know when you put on weight or lose weight, it usually shows on your face first. And certainly if you look a few videos in, you can see my face getting more toned, more definition, which was gradually just lost again throughout the rest of the cycle. But yeah, I feel pretty healthy now. But I did go back to the UK after journeying across Japan for 2 weeks and ruined any health benefits of the cycle. So yeah, I do feel a lot healthier generally. So it's the upside to the cycle, I guess. Yeah.
Okay, who's next? Okay.
You really scared me when you said this is a question about your body. Oh my God, where's this going?
Hello, my name is Ray, and I often listen to the Abroad in Japan podcast. I know you live in Sendai right now, Chris, but you have mentioned that sometimes you pine for your old days in the Japanese countryside. Now that you've cycled around, you've seen a lot more of the country, is there anywhere you would consider moving to kind of reclaim some of that?
Well, I've always thought about moving back to Yamagata. Like, I want to live in Yamagata again. Yeah.
Yeah.
また坂田に進みたいね。
Oh, いいじゃん。
He wants that.
Good idea.
Good idea.
His country face.
Oh.
I have a country face. Of that there can be no doubt.
Countryside face.
Countryside face. I've lived in Sendai for 2 or 3 years now, but yeah, I really do often think about the countryside where I used to live. It's beautiful, you know. You come out of the apartment, bang, you've got mountains and rice fields and excitement there. It's lovely. The place that resonated with me the most on the trip was both the inland sea of Japan, which we saw in today's video, if you've watched it, guys, and Kagoshima, actually, the last place on the trip, where you've got a volcano in the middle of the bay, just puffing smoke 24 hours. A bit like Tokyo Disney Sea, but real. It's amazing. So that'd be cool to live. But yeah, this year, although I live in Sendai still, I'm going to spend a lot more time moving around the country. And so in March, I'll probably divide my time between Tokyo and Sakata. So I'm coming to Sakata next month. Where do I get to? Sakata. Ikuyo. Yeah. Let's drink. Yeah.
Let's drink.
It's a little town. Little town. But yeah, thanks for your question, Ray.
Hi, this is for Chris. Hi, I'm Haley. I'm currently the Tokyo Jets president. I was wondering if you could give any advice to current Jets and how it has helped you.
No
pressure.
Did Jet help me? Yeah, Jet was great. I really enjoyed my time on the Japan Exchange teaching program. They placed me in Yamagata. I wanted to be in Kobe I wanted to live there, but they said, no, you're not going there. We're going to put you in the middle of nowhere. And thank God they did, because I wouldn't have met Natsuki. But in terms of the Jet program, I'll just say, if you're applying for it, just make sure you emphasize that you want to teach and that you are flexible and that you love Japan. And I always encourage people to do it. I get a lot of people message me every week about it. And I always say, just do it. Even if you don't like it, you can always back out of it or get out after a year, whatnot. But I only ever planned to stay for about a year or two. But I found something out in the countryside that resonated with me, and I stayed there. Maybe that was Natsuki again, I don't know. But yeah, I always encourage people to do the JET program. It's a great thing. So yeah.
Thank you very much.
God bless JET program. Sounds like a cult there, doesn't it? Heil JET program.
Okay, I'm coming. Hiyo.
It's a wee question for Natsuki. Wanted to know, what do you... Aye.
A big moment, Natsuki. Screw it up.
What's the strangest thing you found about the UK?
Strange. コンビニがない。Not コンビニ。And こうなんていう Not by motorcycle. I imagine a motorcycle country in UK. Maybe Triumph, Norton, BSA. I like bike motorcycle, but no motorcycle.
And the toilet, the outdoor toilet. Remember the outside toilet?
Not open toilet style. なんかこうなんつうのなんていうドアがないドアがないスタンディングションベンション
ションベンション
スタンディングスタンディング
ションベン in Japanese P ですよね So standing P
これはどうやってやったらいいのか分かんなかった
So no door? ドアない
I'm surprised
サファリ
サプライズ
あ、サプライズサプライズ他にありますか Is there anything else?
What else? Any other strange things about the UK?
なんだっけな
My favourite memory of Natsuki in the UK, we took him to a nightclub. We went to a nightclub and he danced the night away for about 4 or 5 hours. And the next 3 days he couldn't walk. That was hilarious. That was my favourite memory of Natsuki in the UK. Yeah. But you like the UK, right?
I like UK.
You heard it here first. He wants to go again. Yeah. Stuffed into my suitcase.
Hi. 次
Hi, surprisingly this is a question for Chris. The Ampan Man obviously played a big part in the video series that you had, but were there any challenges that you flat out refused to do? Using the magic of editing just redoing the first pop, just to get one that sounded a bit better.
We must have had one Ian, right? Ian's the Ampan Man master. Interestingly, originally we were just going to get a gashapon machine, but Ian forgot it.
Yeah.
And so he had to go to Don Quixote. But he bought Ampan Man. Actually turned out better than what we had originally intended. It was
Absolutely,
really
yeah. I think it's the scene where you're first getting your hair cut at the very beginning.
That's right, yeah.
I realised the one thing I had to bring was on my desk in the Tokyo Creative Office. So Wingdon and I hightailed over to the closest donkey, which was about 20 minutes away in the middle of it. It's surprising that they're everywhere. And we looked for about 20 minutes, and I remember calling Chris, who was relaying messages to you about how well we're doing, trying to find like another gachapon machine.
I was getting my hair cut, and they were like, "We've got this gachapon machine." They were sending me like a portfolio.
We were sending photos of all we could
from.
find, and the first one it was like a bingo ball, so you couldn't actually put the things in, and then we couldn't find anything else. It was like a magnet fishing game. We thought maybe we could use that somehow. I don't know how that's going to work, but we could send photos.
A magnet fishing game
and
for
then,
50 days.
And then
I'm trying to do that every morning.
And then Donkey actually had some that they actually used to sell things, so we asked if we could make an offer on them, and they said no. And then so we were kind of dejected. And then I heard Wimbin just from like 2 aisles away start yelling my name, and like on the top of the infant toys section, just out of a one sole box, like glowing. It was the Ampan Man. So that wasn't planned at all. It was my ineptitude which kind of made us use it.
Well. I remember there was one that I rejected that came out that was to cycle in one gear all day, and I was like, we're not fucking doing that. And then it happened to my bike because the bike got fucked. Well, the bike got buggered by some bike doctor.
Yeah.
He was like, "I'll fix it, no problem," and just cut the gears off and chucked it in a bin. Brilliant. So I had to do it anyway.
But the actual challenge, so I'd spend a lot of evenings while Chris was editing, going through all the challenges that have been submitted and choosing, looking at what's on the next leg, kind of in between, what we could use, and choosing 5. So the 5 were always absolutely random, but I would actively select ones because some of them would get arrested, basically. A lot of them to do with touching people inappropriately on the way, or
one of them was go through the fields of Japan slapping people with a fish.
Yeah, that was one.
I remember that one.
So
there's some really weird shit in there. We should find. We did have a weird list.
Right,
we did have a weird list somewhere.
I think I've got the. I'll send you the final list of everything that was ever submitted.
Should do Journey Across Japan Extreme with the 10 worst, most sinister challenges.
But no, the actual of the 5 that were chosen, they was generally shaken up, and just to make it a bit more, I guess, realistic when you open them to see your reaction.
Thank you for being the challenge master, Ian. You did a great job.
Do you guys submit the challenge? Is there anyone?
Anybody here whose challenge got chosen?
Oh. Only one. Okay, next. Okay.
Thank you. Hi, Chris. Surprisingly, another question to Chris. How bad does it feel to see your face on the sort of big screen today?
I hate it. It's like some sort of 1984-esque scenario with my big brother face. It just kind of reminds me how awful my face is. I hate it. I don't like watching myself on screen. Originally, my plan was to run out while my videos were playing with me on. I was gonna be like, I'm just gonna go out the back, but then there's nothing back there apart from coldness and despair. So I had to sit here and enjoy it. But I don't enjoy watching my videos back in front of an audience. It's really scary and creepy. Because don't forget, you make these videos alone in a bedroom or out in a field or whatnot. So when you're before an audience, it's like, oh crap, this is weird. You kind of remember that the numbers on the viewing figures are actual real people, and when you think about that, it's kind of scary. There's no doubt about that. Yeah. But well done for buying the For Fuck's Sake t-shirt. Excellent. I can see at least 2 people wearing it. So well done.
It was actually a present from my girlfriend. So.
Best girlfriend ever. Well done.
This is for anyone on the team or any of the people working with Tokyo Creative. What's the process like to research for places to go to, especially if you're looking for places that aren't overdone and not discovered yet? What's the process like? Curious.
The best thing about that is there was no plan. Some people criticise me saying all these videos were too scripted. There was no script. There was nothing. basically the night before, I went, where are we going in? And he was like, oh, we're going to go this way. I was like, right, find some places, good luck. And then I ran off to edit, and Ian went and found like 3 or 4 good places. So it's all thanks to Ian, really, on that front.
Thank you very much.
He's responsible.
So I use, I guess, 3 main online sources. So I try and get a general idea a good 3 or 4 days in advance where we're going. I didn't want to plan too much ahead because, you know, we none of us knew from the beginning how much things were likely to change. We're trying to fit in actually filming and going to these places and getting permission at the same time as trying to fit in 60 kilometers of actually cycling as well meant that we had to be quite selective with what we chose. Maybe, I think average, there's maybe 3 things I'd bring to you, and then we'd probably go to 1 or 2 of them and try and make a video out of that. So yeah, it was firstly our actual website, tokyocreative.com. For a long time, we were, the actual travel side of our website was called Odigo, and it's still running under tokyocreative.com now. And for a long time, we would pay people to submit kind of weird and wonderful, you know, if you're in the middle of, you find a cool cafe in the middle of the Niigata countryside, if you took some photos and wrote a description and everything, we would pay people to actually submit content. So we've got a load of really quite unique places on there. So that would be my first stop, looking, I'd put in the route for the day, and it will kind of pop up a few things around there. If that didn't return anything, Google have an application called Google Trips, which is really, really good. You can just, same thing again, put in. And then if that didn't, I think Expedia would be my third choice. I guess, in a lot of areas, you're kind of spoilt for choice, but when you're in the really countryside places, you're really kind of banking on places. Like, for example, the Dr. Jelly thing, that was literally the only thing I could find en route, which is kind of on...
If you look at all the videos with Joey, you know, we had nothing in those areas.
Yeah.
Like, after Niigata City, there's not a whole lot there. And again, I got a lot of criticism. People say, oh, I thought Journey Across Japan was going to show Japan. But there was nothing to see, which is why we had to do like the scary tunnel, which Joey found. And what was the movie line challenge. So we had to base it around the challenge themselves. So the challenge saved the day. But certainly with cities like Kyoto, we tried to do something a little bit different. What did we do in Kyoto? We
Monkey Park.
Went to Monkey Park, and we made some weird things. What did we make? Some sort of
Yokai
Monster Street, yeah. The mind of Pete Donaldson unleashed. But yeah, with Kyoto, we could have just done like 5 things to do in Kyoto, but we kind of just thought, nah, we can't do that. It needs to be something different. But I guess a lot of the places we visited hadn't been covered in videos before, really. So we had that as an advantage as well. You know, we were the first there, so we could kind of decide what to do.
Yeah. And so I think some of the better places were places that were kind of the review or whatever didn't look that impressive, but it was on the route anyway, so we'd swing by. One example was the place with the helicopter and the big tower in the middle of nowhere, like the Russian abandoned building. That I wasn't banking on that being a place, but we could kind of see it in the distance, so we thought we might as well swing by anyway, and it turned out really well. So yeah, I guess it was kind of things that would make good content, and a lot of it was kind of just riding our luck. And
what I will say is the second half of the journey, like part 2, there is a lot more. It seems to be a lot more in southeast Japan, to be honest, in Kansai, and after from there to Kagoshima, there's a lot more going on. In Tohoku, as beautiful as it is, there isn't a whole lot of attractions. You have to kind of find your own adventure there. But yeah, the second half is definitely more action-packed as a result. Yeah. It's serious. It's too serious.
This one for Chris as well. So do you feel like you've seen everything you wanted to see in Japan, or are there still places you want to go now?
There's still places I want to visit, like Tottori. We're going to Tottori one day. Can we go? Can we drive there together? Yeah, Tottori will be fun. And a bit more of Kochi Prefecture. I've never been there. You're going tomorrow? Of course he is. So random. Certainly Okinawa, a little bit more, and parts of Hokkaido. But really, I've seen most of Japan. So certainly after Journey Across Japan, my aim with Abroad in Japan is to try and focus more on people and weird stuff. I feel like I've covered just about as much travel content as possible now. So I'm looking forward to turning back to weird stuff and strange, unique, interesting people. Right, that's good. So that's the direction I'm going to be heading in from now here. I feel like I've seen and done more or less as much as I can, really.
I actually have a question for Shala. Now you moved to Korea, and would you like think about doing something similar? Because right now you're mostly like revolving anything around like Seoul and stuff, but I haven't seen like you going out much of the city so far. So
Yeah, my Korean sucks. So honestly, it's my first time living in a country when I don't speak the language. When I moved to Japan when I was 19, I actually spoke Japanese already. So it was really easy for me to get around. I felt comfortable traveling. Korea, it's kind of terrifying because I'm really bad. Like I would say I can order food. Yeah, that's about it. I could order food. So, yeah, it's a little nerve-wracking to go out and have to buy like train tickets and figure out where I'm going. And so I don't leave Seoul much, but it would be nice. It would be lovely to visit more because I have filmed a few videos out in the countryside. I just haven't edited them, and I feel awkward now because they're really old. So, but I will put it out. I went to a really cool mud festival actually in the middle of nowhere with my friend Megan, but that was in the summer. So I'm thinking of waiting till next summer to release it, pretend like it's just happening. So maybe you'll see that in about 6 months from now.
how's the English there?
The English, people are actually better at English than they are here in Japan. But when you go out to the countryside, not so much. But in Seoul, I can definitely get around just using English. I try not to, but if needed, then you can. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Hey, Chris and Charlotte. One of my favorite videos was the one where you spoke completely in Japanese. Any chance that more videos will be in Japanese, or the Jimaku is gonna just kind of kill you from doing that?
Yeah, doing the subtitles isn't fun. I think for me, like the main reason I don't do Japanese in my videos is just because I can't get my personality across properly, or in the way I want to in the videos. So if you don't enjoy doing that, then it's hard to want to film and do that really. But yeah, it might well happen. But yeah, it's not something I plan to do much in the future really. Sadly. Yeah, you speak a lot of Japanese, don't you, Sean?
When I first started making videos, actually the first year I only spoke in Japanese. It actually started out as a school project. Not many people know this, but I was kind of forced to make videos by my university. And I figured I would speak Japanese in them as a way to practice, because it was the first time that I would really have to just go on and talk about something in Japanese. And it really improved my language skills. So yeah, I'd like to make more videos in Japanese when I'm here in Japan for work and stuff. I think I'll try to do that some more because I do miss it. I switched to English because my audience became mostly American and they started complaining because they didn't want to read subtitles. So I switched to English, but I miss it myself. So I think I probably will try to do some more Japanese speaking videos in the future.
My Japanese has actually got worse over the years. It was a lot better 2 or 3 years ago when I lived with Natsuki in Yamagata, but now I spend so much time with Ryotaro and whatnot, I don't get to use Japanese much. It would be weird if you and I spoke in Japanese.
We've never done that before.
Yeah.
Yeah, we should actually.
Oh yeah, let's do it. Yeah. Can't wait for that. Yeah.
This question is open to pretty much all YouTubers. So imagine or remember when you were upstart YouTubers where you didn't have the resource of Tokyo Creative or Creator. How do you know when and what to film? Because with the resources of Tokyo Creative, you pretty much filmed everything this trip and picked out the interesting parts. But then let's say you don't have all of that data space, data storage. How do you know when you're in a unscripted trip like this?
Oh right, so when you're making like the narrative.
Right. So when...
in the case of the Shimanami Kaido video, which came out this morning, I was up editing till 5 a.m. this morning, so if I collapse, do take photos, # Journey Across Japan. But yeah, for that one I had like 2 or 3 hours of footage, and I sit and I go over it, and I have a big white notepad in front of me, and I do the plot points, like the beginning, the ending, and what has to happen. You know, there has to be a good sense of pace to it when you're doing something like a travel documentary. You know, just a normal YouTube video, it's easy. You just quickly script a bit of dialogue and then talk in a room and whatnot. But something like that, you do need a kind of narrative, and you just have to sort of watch through and find the right points, the interesting bits to break it up and whatnot, and have montages throughout. So with Journey Across Japan, it's a very simple formula. The video opens, there's a little montage of some cycling, we stop somewhere, discuss something, another montage, stop somewhere, discuss something, another montage, then the ending. And I kind of stuck that formula throughout Journey Across Japan. But yeah, I mean, what about
other YouTube creators?
Yeah, Albo.
Oh wait, you were asking. I thought I was gonna ask a question. Sorry, what's the question?
How do you know when and what to film when you don't have the resources to film everything? You know.
So I think you can go about it several ways. One of the ways I try to do it is like I film a whole bunch of stuff, like Chris said, and I look through it later and see, okay, this part's interesting, this part's interesting. And after you do that several times with several videos, you get a sense of pacing when you're in the moment and you're like, this part should be filmed. And then maybe I'll write it down or make a note of it. Or a cool trick that Norm just told me today actually was like, after you film something, immediately film another scene where you cover the lens. So like you know that shot, the clip right before the one where it's blank is a good shot. So like little hacks like that are really good for like helping you figure out which parts are the good parts of like 4 hours of recording. Because for me, one of the worst parts is like I film so much stuff, I'm like, I don't want to go through 7 hours to look for like 2 minutes of good footage. The other way you can do it is you basically script something out first, and then you try to go shoot that. And then in the moment, you're like, okay, I need this kind of shot. Go for those shots. And then hopefully you have everything. The most important things for me are like, make sure I have the beginning and the end, because I often forget to film something at the beginning or the ending, and it's hard to tie the video together without those two parts. And then after that, you just try to get something in the middle. And one of my biggest pieces of advice for any budding creators is if you're releasing a video, try to think of the video title and the thumbnail first. And then so you can create the video that you think is more likely to go viral or accomplish whatever goal you have for it. So that's it.
Hi, I'm Norm. Yeah, actually, both Chris and Albo have really documentary-style approaches, and whenever I do a documentary, I follow something really similar. But since I do more like personal vlog-esque videos, basically I film whatever catches my eye. If I think that looks nice, or the movement, that scene, whatever it is, the light, whatever it is, I capture that, and I capture it twice as long as I need to because I know it's going to be shaky as. Because that's me. But basically just capture what you like and then take a few seconds to think about how you feel about it and then talk about that. You might use it, you might not. You might end up cutting 50%, 80% of it, but in the end you'll end up with stuff that you like, and that's going to be way more important than trying to get something that impresses people. So it'll be something that you can remember.
Can I say something?
Okay, that was the old creator's perspective. But let him talk. Let him talk.
I think it's kind of, I don't want to, just quickly, 1 minute. We actually thought that was kind of many questions that many of you guys could have had about how do I become a YouTuber? What are the kind of necessary things I need to do? How do I make an Instagram picture look nice? How do I move to Japan? All those little questions. Actually, we're making a platform that's going to be launched in March called Tokyo Creative Learn, learn.tokyocreative.com. Chris will be talking about how he makes his thumbnails, for example. Norm just said how important thumbnails are. I think Chris would mention that thumbnails and titles are basically the number 1 and 2 most important thing of the video. Because if they're not actually clickable, no one's actually going to watch your video in the first place. It's basically the first point of contact with the user or the viewer. So yeah, Chris will be talking about kind of how he builds his narrative in depth in that videos. He'll be making, I don't know, he's got like a ton of videos to be making with us, but kind of breaking down his YouTube persona about how he actually built his brand abroad in Japan from the beginning all the way to the end, and how he kind of is now a full-time YouTuber here in Japan. So if you guys are interested in that, please check out learn.tokyocreative.com.
Spoiled for choice.
それじゃあ初めての人にしますね。ファーストパーソンね。はい。
Hi, I was wondering about, like, Charla, when you came onto the show, it sounds like, here's a guest, and then would be a day or two, and then, now she's gone, I'm alone.
Yeah.
And then I saw from your other things
that
you
I
were
was
still
still
there,
there.
and all these other people are there, and Chris is like, you're pretending you're alone, and how many...
Yeah, Chris, why did you pretend I wasn't there? I think Chris just wanted to focus on the other guest writers of the trip, and if I appeared in the video, the comments might be about me, and that's kind of lame. So yeah, I was actually there for basically the entire trip.
Oh wow.
But yeah, he had lots of other cool guests involved. So yeah. Yeah. I had the easier part of the trip because I was in the car for most of it, but I tried to help you out when I could. But yeah, I was there for the whole trip, so I've got videos of the whole thing from like my side of things. Yeah.
The reason was just like it's hard. Take for example Osaka. Charlotte was there for the Osaka trip. You can see her; she's singing karaoke for some of it. You're a really good singer, and it's great. And but like when you've got 3 people to go between 3 people and stuff, it's kind of difficult. So yeah, I just chose not to do that and just kind of focus on who was there and then. So just more practical narrative reasons, other than Charlotte is quite good. I was glad she was there though, and she did help quite a lot. Without Charlotte, it would have been a lot more difficult, definitely.
I swear that you fell apart and was like, oh, sorry, I'm not going to cut you out now.
So awkward sitting next to him right now.
No, I'm glad she was there. Glad she was there.
And then Shara, your video is also coming, right?
Yeah.
So.
I was kind of waiting for Chris to catch up with his videos before I posted mine, but now he's ahead of me. I'm working on my Shimanami one right now, and he's already posted his. So I got some work to do, but yeah, I still have some more videos to post.
Stay tuned. Okay, next.
So this is to all the cyclists, but did you have any Mario Kart like encounters, like getting hit by a car or slipping on a banana peel or something like that?
Did we have any Mario Kart encounters? Joey, do you want to answer that?
Did we?
Or at least...
Well, Pin My Ride was
Pin
kind of like...
Pin My Ride was kind of Mario Kart-esque.
We should have had like bananas we could throw each other while cycling.
Should have just like thrown the tambourine.
That would have genuinely killed me.
Yeah.
It's pretty heavy.
Mario Kart, I mean...
Like the first day that I got to, like I met up with Chris, like obviously I said before, like the back window was smashed. So I guess that's
rubbing
like,
it in again.
Yeah,
Poor old Ian.
yeah. I'm never gonna let Ian forget about that. I don't know. Other than that, like,
well, I mean, I only crashed once that I can think of.
I wasn't there for that though. I wish I was.
Charlotte was. What did you see?
I just turned. I heard like an ah. And I turned around and Chris was on the ground. What the hell happened? I crashed my bike. How? We were literally just riding down the sidewalk. What happened? He drove into a pole. Like went over the handlebars. Impressive. Yeah, I think that was the only crash. There was, at one point, I almost got hit by a car, didn't I? And you were like, oh shit, I missed it. I didn't film it. Do you remember that? Yeah, I almost like fell off the sidewalk. But yeah, it was pretty good. Yeah, we didn't get killed. Yeah. It's just surprising. People can be really bad at driving here, so I think we were pretty lucky.
Let's take Jelly's microphone.
Two more, that's it.
Oh, good lord. Two more questions.
I have a question for, I guess, all of you guys who are cycling. Did you ever have probably more for Chris, but did you ever have a moment where you were just really down and just like, I can't be bothered doing this, but you still had to cycle and you still had to make videos and like,
yeah,
or you had to be friendly on camera?
I mean, I was definitely like that after 2-3 weeks when Charlotte joined. That was the low point. But by that point, I'd been worn down. Joey had left, and I was on my own for a bit. I had to do that bloody video where I just speak in an American accent for the whole day.
That was really
good.
Which
was really hard because I was cycling, navigating, trying not to get lost, trying not to hit cars, reading out questions, and doing an American accent. And then that video made me lose more subscribers than any video I've ever made. Yeah, I lost 600 subscribers in a day from that bloody video. So after that, I was like, why am I doing this to myself? You know, and it's hard because the Journey Across Japan videos have done well. We've had 7 million views, but they haven't done as well as my normal videos, and that's just because I think people are far less interested in travel and whatnot than just, quickly watching a video and learning something. When you're making a series, you're going to lose people. So when the views weren't hitting the normal mark, I was kind of like, fuck, damn, why am I spending all this money and time, resources and team effort and getting less results, But when I look back at the highlight reel and I see the videos we've done, I feel like it was definitely worth it now. There were definitely times I regretted doing Journey Across Japan. I felt like going back in time and punching myself in the face to March last year when I went to Chris Okino and was like, I want to cycle across Japan, help me. And he was like, yo, bro, you can't do that, that's crazy. And I convinced him, it took me a month to convince him to do it. He was like, he wasn't doing it. It took me 2 months to convince him to do it. But yeah, I did start regretting it by 2-3 weeks in. But again, now seeing the videos back, editing them, watching them back, it was a hell of a cool journey, and it all feels worth it. What about any of you guys cycling? Did you have any low points? I mean, you were only there for like 10 minutes.
No, it was like when I met you at the you were already low. Like when I saw him, like what was that? The Kimeji? Yeah. I'm like, hey, what's up, Chris? Like, yeah, right.
I think I was asleep in the car.
you are. Yeah, you are. So.
No, I enjoyed the whole thing, but I wasn't cycling it, so I feel kind of bad. And I loved it. I loved every minute of it. It was pretty cool.
Oh yeah, degrading myself was a daily occurrence. I don't know, like when I met up with you, like you seemed probably the most enthusiastic, so I guess that was good. Yeah, just Dr. Jelly, really. Just that's a. Oh, life is like yeah. That impression that got me a lot of hate. Yeah, because it was like that's nothing like him. I'm like, I wasn't trying to like be accurate to Forrest Gump. I know I can't do a Forrest Gump impression. Yeah, look, all that matters is that Chris enjoyed it, so that's all that matters. Yeah, so I actually the only regret I had was I wish I could have been on the trip for longer, because I was only on it for 4 days, and the reason I couldn't join for much longer was because like 2 days after I left, I had to fly to Washington D.C. for an event. So that yeah, you were down on the trip. I was down in D.C. after a 15-hour flight. So, but if I didn't have that, then I would have loved to have been on it for like maybe like a week more, maybe like at least like way longer than 4 days. Yeah.
Well, originally we wanted Natsuki to meet us at the finish line. We wanted you in Kagoshima, but he couldn't do it, and that's the loudest thing in the world.
I'm not in Kagoshima.
This is really scary. What's going on?
Ghost.
No, I asked him like, well, I thought you were in Kagoshima. You were going to be in Kagoshima, and he was like,
I want to go to Kagoshima, but he not contact me.
That's bollocks.
Come on, baby, Kagoshima. No say.
I actually thought Tokyo Creative were going to surprise me, and I was with Emma that day actually. Emma joined the cycle in the last few days, and we got into Kagoshima, and I was like, they've invited Natsuki, haven't they? And she was like, I can't say, or like, I'm not going to say anything, and I was like, that means yes, and then he just wasn't there. He wasn't there at all. I was like, where's Natsuki? Like, I didn't come. He's busy cutting hair, so he couldn't come. He was too busy because Natsuki's busy schedule.
Too far, Kagoshima.
It's too far. To go from Yamagata to Kagoshima is not an easy trip. So, yeah, that was sad. Would have been good to see more of Natsuki, but I think Natsuki the movie made up for that.
I didn't try to lead you on or anything. I was like, I can't tell you, but I don't know what's gonna happen. You're like, you know what's gonna happen.
Got my hopes up. I was expecting like walking to my hotel room for Natsuki to like burst out of a cupboard. But didn't happen.
I'm not happen.
He's not happen. It's another T-shirt right there. T-shirt design.
Last question.
Oh my lord, pressure. No, you decide. I don't want to be evil.
Hi. So this is for any one of the cyclers. So of course you guys went with a team and everything, and things are planned out. But how plausible if one of us wanted to actually do it ourselves and take a bike ride across Japan? How plausible would that be for just 1 or 2 people to just go and yeah?
Well, it's actually we did it in 45 to 50 days. But if you just did it straight, no filming or anything like we did, you could do it in 20 to 30 days quite comfortably, I'd say. And the cycle itself wasn't as strenuous as you'd think. You're doing 50, 60 kilometres, that's fairly manageable. The main thing for us was the cost. The main reason I couldn't do it was because I wasn't going to camp in a tent. I needed some funding support, so that's where Tokyo Creative came in to help kind of do the hotels and whatnot. And we were lucky to stay in hotels for the main trip. If you were going to do it, that would be the main problem, I think, just having like $1 million bloody to fund the hotels. Or you just get a tent and be bold like that. I was following someone on Instagram who did cycle across Japan in the year before I went, and he kind of inspired me. And he was in a tent, God forbid, and he did the whole of Japan, and that took him a month. So it's definitely doable. And if you look at the route we took, there wasn't that many mountains to contend with, actually. Like, Japan is very mountainous, it's just one big mountain range, but if you choose the right route, it is also quite flat as well. So, yeah, I think it's very doable. And, I mean, if I could do it, and I'm not overly fit, then I think anyone can do it, really. So, yeah, I'd definitely give it a shot. If you've got a bit of time and money to spend, then definitely go for it, because it was a hell of a trip. But if you can't do the whole of Japan, definitely do the Inland Sea, the video we released today, because that was the most beautiful part of the trip. Yeah. I think I'd recommend the route we took. In terms of everything, we saw pretty much as you can. At one point, I did consider going down towards Mount Fuji. Instead of going around Fukui in the back, I thought about going through Nagano around Mount Fuji, but a lot of effort. I mean, you would have to have gone through some pretty heavy mountain ranges then, and that would have been not fun. So I mainly just wanted to get a nice shot of me against Mount Fuji and look really cool and pretentious, but didn't happen. And we did try to do that anyway with Charlotte a few weeks before the trip, and then we failed because Mount Fuji wasn't there. So, yeah, there you go. But definitely try it. If you've got some time to do it, do it.
Cool. Alrighty. We actually have something a little bit unique. We actually made these Natsuki limited edition T-shirts. There's one M, one L, and one XL. There's only 3 of them in the world right now. There's supposedly a number on the back of your ticket. And how about Natsuki?
Look.
Oh!
Technological marvel right there. That'd be a great jumper for your date, wouldn't it? Spring that on a date and see what happens.
Oh, is it? So supposedly each T-shirt actually has a different Natsuki face. So, Natsuki, how about you? Why don't you pick? Natsuki, pick one. No, just pick one out of here. Yeah, one number.
Great number. Come on.
Yes. Hurry up.
Which number? 42. Anybody 42? Yay! Yeah. Go ahead and you can choose an M, an L, or an XL. Or the one that Natsuki already touched. Large, alrighty. Natsuki, next one. Oh, picture. Oh, Natsuki, picture. Natsuki, picture. Oh, with the Polaroid. Maybe the other one, Wimbin. Oh, okay. Okay. All right, Natsuki, number two.
What is that? Trump style.
Donkey quiz.
19. 19. We got the medium or the one that Natsuki touched. It's an American size, I think. Nope, that's a Japanese size, I think. No, that's an XL. Yeah, that's what I mean. Cool. Women. Polaroid? Polaroid? Take the Polaroid. Okay, thank you. And the last winner with the medium. Which number? 29. 29, 29. Yeah!
It's like a treaty.
Signing a trade deal.
Cool. Thank you guys so much. So that's going to wrap it up for the event. We can stick around here until around 6-ish. So thank you so much to the Millennials Shibuya Hotel for hosting this event. If you guys are interested in staying in Tokyo or in Shibuya and want to try a capsule hotel, this hotel is a capsule hotel on the floors above here. We'll be hosting actually most of our events here in the future. So if you guys are interested in that, please stop by.
Are we doing any more like meet-up events or anything in the future?
Yes, we have one scheduled sometime in mid-April. That's going to be a TC Learn, Tokyo Creative Learn event, where we kind of discuss about educational content, such as the guest question about how Chris thinks about the narrative of the story. We'll have kind of themed offline events talking about those kind of stuff. Charlotte will also be heavily involved as well. Actually, she's the face of TC Learn. Yay. Yeah. And thank you for Chris Broad.
Can I just say thank you for Tokyo Creative for putting on this event and for backing Journey Across Japan and making it possible. And to all the riders, the teams, the crew, everyone here, thank you. And thank you to you guys for coming. It's been a lot of fun. Thank you very much.
So feel free to mingle with any of the influencers here. It's up to you guys. If you guys want to leave, please leave. And that sounded really bad. But yeah, kind of mingle time.
Okay, we're gonna go and ask everyone how the event was for them. So let's go see what everyone says.
So the event for me, I was like very excited to actually go and like be with all the team, but actually I was not expecting it to go so well. I think the organization was amazing, and even the people I talked with, they agreed with me that they were like so impressed with how things were. They all loved the beer and the cupcakes, and of course Chris and like all the team. I think people were so happy, and I was very happy too. And it was a great opportunity for me also to meet the people that came. Honestly, it's so good. I wouldn't change anything. Maybe I would make it like longer so I can have a little bit more time. To them, this is the first of many other ones, so I'm hoping all of them will turn out so amazing, like this one.
So I came all the way from Ehime. I was like just amazed by the fact that how many people were actually there, and like they had like 80 chairs, like 80 to like 100 chairs, but like there were people standing back there, and then I was kind of like there as one of the Tokyo Creative influencers, but at the same time I was like, yeah, like it's kind of fun to learn all the the process and everything, and then like a bunch of people had good questions too. So yeah, I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was a great event. It was a lot of fun. There was a lot of really good people there that I had the chance to meet and interact with. And that was definitely the best part for me, and it was just cool to see everything get wrapped up. So.
Hey guys, this is Drift Hunter Albo. Today's event was amazing. It was really cool to see all the fans come together and be able to share this experience with us. So it's awesome to see how much this has grown in the past year alone. I'm super excited for 2019, and I hope you guys continue to follow us. Thanks and keep watching.
So it was Tokyo Creative's first offline event, one of my first offline events emceeing. So I'm not the greatest MC, honestly. I have no experience in that field. However, I think the event went really well. It was actually smoothly done. And yeah, it was a great turnout, a lot more than I expected actually. And I hope that more people will keep coming in the future offline events, and we can make it better, smoother, and more efficient in the future. So thank you guys for attending if you guys did come, and hopefully we'll see you guys in the ones to come.
The event was good. A lot more people than I thought it was going to be.
I don't know. I was just chilling. Like I didn't even know I was gonna get called up on stage, to be honest. So I was very quiet on stage. But there were a lot of cool people there. Yeah, I didn't realize there were that many of Chris's fans who are living in Japan. I thought most of them were just there, you know, just traveling in Japan, just happened to be in Tokyo at the right place at the right time. But no, it's cool. I met a lot of interesting people who live here. Made a few connections, which is cool. And yeah, everybody was having fun. So it'd be cool to do more events like this since this one was so successful. So yeah, good day overall.
Yeah, the event went really well today. It was really fun. I was kind of nervous because I haven't done an offline event like this in probably, God, I want to say like 3 years, 2 or 3 years, but everybody was so sweet. I actually met 2 people from Victoria, BC, my hometown, and in such a small crowd, it was really weird to meet 2 people from my hometown, so that was super cool. And it was actually, my favorite part of the whole event was getting all the creators together because we actually don't really get to see each other that often, so it was really nice to see Joey and Chris and Yotaro, and I met Natsuki for the first time. He's just as crazy in person as he is in videos. That's his real personality. Yeah, it was a good night. It went well.
Happy today because many fun and touch and touch. Great event. And Chris is fun, Ryotaro's fun, I'm fun. Nice meeting. See you again. I wanna event.
The event was excellent. I could not believe that that many people actually turn up and meet us and talk to us. And the questions we had, I mean, I wanted to answer every single question they asked, but didn't have time. And so I'm looking forward to have this kind of event again and meet you all. Thanks.
Such a great event, so many great people. Went pretty well. Considering we had Ryotaro and Natsuki under one roof together, things went mostly to plan, apart from the bit where Natsuki had to run off to go to the toilet. But thank you to everyone that came. I had a blast, and I think I must have spoken one-on-one to at least 60 people. There was a huge line, but I really enjoyed it. You know, doing YouTube, you don't get to talk to people that much. They don't let you out much when you're a YouTuber. You mostly spend most of your time just sort of sitting in a room editing. So to be there with the fans, with the viewers, meeting people, really awesome. It kind of made me realise just how fantastic doing YouTube is, really. So yeah, it was great fun. I won't try and sound profound. I'll just leave it there. Leave it there before I get too profound. It was great though.